Alright guys, so what we're going to do on this video is, this is going to be quick and easy and dirty. I'm going to shoot at the patterning board from about 20 yards, and I'm going to use 1 1/4 ounces of number 5 shot made out of this old broken clay pipe. And that's my shot charger for this setup for the Jack Brooks trade gun, the Carolina gun. And I'm going to run through some powder charges, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, that kind of thing, and just see if on the patterning board there's a substantial difference between changing nothing but the charges. So I'm using 1F, so the main thing is playing around with the 1F today, and I just wonder, are you going to see anything different? Now, I'm not going to run, 10 shots at each load on the patterning board and average them. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to see if there's some place with 1F in those charges that it either blows out and doesn't hit anything, or if it concentrates. So let's try it out. So we'll start out with 60 grains, 1F. And that's a fairly small charge. So, but let's see what it does. So down the bore, we'll use a nitro card over the top. Keep that fouling down. And then we'll use then we're just going to put a thin card over the top, and that's what we'll do with all of these loads, so it's consistent. And because we're using 1F, I'm going to use a priming horn. And let's see what kind of pattern we get. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So that is 29 shots in the neck and head of the turkey. So I'm going to go ahead and change these targets out, and we'll do it again. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing at 70 grains. Good pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. .32 in the bird at 70 grains. .80 grains. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. And 30 in the bird. And now we'll go with 100 grains. We'll jump up to 100 grains. 1F. I gotta get used to this this long spout on this Tim Crosby Southern Horn. Long spout. Nitro card. Now, when I started out the day, I had a piece of leather wrapped around the end. It came off, and that was to make sure everything went down flat. So I've got to be a little more careful now with a standard rod on the end. And how you do that to make sure, because you don't want your nitro card or your card to flip sideways on you, and with a skinny rod it can do that. So what you do when you've got a skinny rod end is you set that down on the center as best you can and start it down on the center and keep going, continual pressure, so it stays in the center. If you kind of do this down, that end of that rod is moving around, and if it hits one of those sides, it can flip that card sideways, and you don't want that. So continual pressure all the way down the bore with your ramrod, starting at center, will alleviate that problem 9 out of 10 times, or 99 out of 100 times. So this is sort of a full-size charge for this, as far as I'm concerned. And there's your shot. I don't shoot much bigger than this. Some people do, but I don't. So thin card, down, start it square, get into the center of your card, and as long as you hear that air coming through, you know it hadn't turned on you. If you feel a difference in pressure as you're going down and that stops, she's flipped sideways on you, give her a turn upside down to make sure nothing's coming out. And if that does stop leaking air out of the side of your card and it gets easy to slide down, when you turn it upside down, it will shed all of your shot. So let's try it again. full size load. And I tell you, what this is showing me is there's no real reason to try for, you know, 5 shots per charge. I don't see a difference in the charge size alone with my pattern much. Now the 80 grain charge did throw my nitro card into the target and give me a bare spot. Now that hole, that donut hole, could have happened right on the bird, and so nothing hits the bird, the shot goes all the way around. So that's a problem with lubed heavy wads like a nitro card. A nitro it's a wad basically. It's not a card. And I heat my lube and soak it in the lube and let it absorb, because it keeps the fouling down. But what that does is that makes that wad heavy, and it flies, and it can blow right past your shot, and as it blows past your shot, it's clearing a hole behind it. So when that wad hits and the shot hits, you've got a big donut hole where that wad, and y'all saw that on the last one. So, and you seasoned guys know this, but one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. And with 100 grains, we had 43 count hitting the bird neck and head. So there's a jump between 80 and 100 grains. So you had about 30, and then at 100 you had 40. So pretty interesting. That'll take some more testing. So that's going to take a little more fine tuning and a little more shooting to determine if this gun likes the 100 grains versus 60, 70, 80. But a quick test like that is how you get started, and how you start to look at, hey, there was a difference. There was a 25% difference between 60, 70, 80, and 90 grains on a unchoked gun at 20 yards, and that's going to translate out to 20 and 25 yards. So good stuff. I need to go back and I need to shoot each one of those charges about 5 targets a piece and average them out and see if this holds true with a true test. But that goes to show you that changing something as little as the amount of powder between 80 and 100, there was a significant difference. And so 60, 70, 80, it was consistent. 28, 30, 34. I mean, it was right in that, you know, 5 number of shots span. And with 100 grains, it jumped up significantly. So you've got to play with that with the smoothbore, especially if you're going to turkey hunt or do any kind of hunting, because change one thing at a time. We're out here playing with powder charges at 1F. Now we can play with those same powder charges at 2F and see if there's another place, another little honey hole. We can start changing out the number of cards, whether we use that nitro card or not, whether we do like the Sky Chief load and put a cushion wad on top of the whole thing, so as it's coming out of the bore, the weight of that cushion wad is compressing that load as it comes out, and that makes a big difference to a lot of guys. But change one thing at a time with a smoothbore when you're shooting shot, and you're going to find with all the different variables a pathway that will give you your best load. So we'll see you next time. Thanks guys. We'll see you. Bye.